whatever good things we build end up building us. So, hello and welcome. I'm your host, Dr. Ruby Gill, and I extend my warm welcome on the behalf of lovely professional university. So, attendees, all might be wondering why we all are gathered here virtually. So, we are here to witness an incredible session as our expert is going to tell us all about how future cities will look like. So, before we commence, allow me to introduce the expert of the day, Architect Mustafizur Rahman, Associate Professor, School of Architecture, lovely professional university. An intellectual personality who worked with architect Abhijit Ray in New Delhi. He did his master's in planning from CEPT University, Ahmedabad, where he majored in industrial area planning and management. Further, he worked for Haryana Infrastructure and Industrial Development Corporation. Mr. Rahman is currently pursuing PhD in architecture and an active researcher in the field of planning for inclusive city. So, sir, it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, with equal pleasure, I would like to welcome our admission nominee, Ms. Rachna Bajaj, Senior Assistant, lovely professional university. The attendees today, she'll give you an insight of our university, the highlights, how you can go through our website and contact us for the admission related queries. So thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your valuable time. So with this, we'll begin our today's webinar. So over to you, sir, and looking forward for a great interactive session.
Good afternoon, all of you, all the participants who have joined this webinar. And I can understand the title of this webinar is very interesting. What do future cities look like? And many of you have gone through lots of sci-fi movies where they show lots of interesting pictures and interesting ideas. But here we in Architecture College and being a professional in planning, we look into this picture in a quite in a different way. Our take on this presentation will be like that only. What do we look like? We look into this future cities. How are they going to be materialized, and who take part into this materialization? Who are the participants? Who are the stakeholders in this? And how the students of school who are now thinking about their career and can innovate in this kind of a thing, which is a futuristic in nature, thinking about future, thinking about something which keeps the world more sustainable and greener and livable. So my name is Mustafizur Rahman. I have been working in this field since last 10 years, and I am very much fascinated towards the future cities. So let's look first how the future cities have been projected in various movies. This kind of projections generally take lots of softwares to project, and the thinking are more into the artistic way, where you may see lots of buildings, skyscrapers, and people are residing into high-rise buildings, and there are cars, there are drones, there are very high level of communication systems attached with the brains, and their thinking ability are much more at a higher rate. But they have also shown you some kind of other picture where things like cities have two very distinctive parts. One living in a very, very high dense, high rise, high technology oriented system, and one more part which is a very slum like situation. Yes, that might be a future, but in a different way. How we look into this, we take generally, when we look into our studios, when we go for the design part or planning part for a city or architecture or building, we take a step-by-step process. We take data from the previously done cities or buildings. We project them into upcoming projections with respect to the population, with respect to technology, and then we predict what kind of cities will be there in the future. For that purpose, we can consider some of the cities which have already been built in the world, which can be considered as the future cities. If we consider at least 30 to 40 years beyond the time, and 30 to 40 years ahead, say for example 2070, 2080, then the cities that are going to come up will look like a combination of case studies that I'm going to present today. These combinations I have carefully chosen on the basis of some categories like sustainability, which like save the earth, and some population projections like density, high rise, some technological innovations like you may imagine like technological innovation is going to give boost to the high speed transportation, but it may also take you to the very walkable and very cozy, convenient city like feature. So let's take those case studies and let's take part and parcels of those case studies to build a new city. The problem that we solve, we identify the problem, we explore the information and create the ideas, then select the best idea, build and test the idea, then evaluate the results, and we again, when we build something, then we again identify the problems and do something like that. If you remember some of your history classes, Industrial Revolution was taught to you, and Industrial Revolution gave rise to lots of number of cities that right now are being materialized. You may imagine like neighborhood planning, Chandigarh city, in Chandigarh city, bypass roads, service lanes, lots of other things, lots of architectural practice like farmhouse, etc. All those things came up when Industrial Revolution came into existence, and cities faced lots of problems like slum, filth, death due to sanitation problems. So city planners also gave lots of ideas for the future city. That time, city planners also are giving, architects also are giving lots of ideas right now for the future cities, upcoming cities, with respect to the problems that we are facing. So what is a city? A city, before we go to the future cities, we just have to understand a city. City are built of, first of thing, that is the anthropos, that we are human being. We make society, and after the society are confined into some cells, like say for example buildings, some malls, some schools. Every time we need some buildings, and then those are connected. There are network of connection because the city is spread a lot. So buses are there, water running, electricity running, taxis are there, lots of infrastructure, communications are there. So all these are network, and obviously nature is required, which we see greenery, we see animals and etc., which are nowadays becoming obsolete part of this our life, which that's why these all five things makes a city more and more livable and lively, and all those are more a good component of city. Then the basic problems that we face nowadays for the cities are the traffic, biggest problem that we face in the city. Second problem that we face are the environmental pollution. Let it be pollution related to water, pollution related to air, pollution related to land pollution. Then third problem that we face in the cities are land shortage. Cities have to be grown higher and higher. There can be a problem of physical land shortage, geographical problem, and one can be problem of the economic problem, where cities becoming more and more shrink to a very confined urban growth. Then urban sprawl, another problem. This is just opposite to the land shortage problem, where in America we can see cities are growing far away from settlements. The housing colonies are being built in a very spread manner. And if you look into New Delhi, if you look into Ahmedabad, all those cities are becoming more and more urban sprawl. Lots of cities are becoming more and more vast. You cannot go from one point to another point. It will take around 1 hour, 2 hours. If you go from Noida to Gurgaon, it will take 2 hours. Slums are the fifth problem, biggest problem, that in Mumbai, 60% of the people live in only a very small portion of land, and mostly in the slums. So slums are big problems, but slums are solution also if you go deep into the issues of the slum. Then sea level rise. It's a very difficult problem, and all the countries, 70% of population live in the coastal areas, and sea level rise can give rise to lots of problem, where cities like, if you consider Kolkata as a city, it is going to be submerged if the 5-meter rise in the water, 1 or 2 meter rise in water level happens, then half of the city will be in a water. So let's take these problems, and these problems have been solved in many of the cities planned for future, and some of the case studies that I'm going to show you right now. One point that we came from the previous thing, that is a climate consciousness. We have to be very much climate consciousness. So how climate consciousness have been taken care? You can imagine this. This has come up in as Masdar city. Masdar city is in United Arab Emirates near Dubai. The city has been planned for as a example city which caters to lots of climate related issues like the energy usage, the water conservation, wind channelization, street level cooling system, street shading system, and very, very high level of transportation system which does not pollute, automated transportation system, and smart city concept which takes care of the environmental components with respect to automation. Right. So if you look into this component, like this is a tower, wind tower, which has been, which will capture the wind from here, and it will this has been taken an example from the Arab vernacular architecture style, where the staircase will have a wind catcher at the top of the staircase, and where Arab female will hang their wet clothes there, and the wind blow, and wet clothes will become a very cooler, and it will channelize cool air into the houses. So this technology has been taken, this idea has been taken and converted into technology to cool the streets of Masdar city in Dubai. This act very efficiently in the city. Second thing is the very innovative facade they have designed. The material they have chosen have been taken from the local material, that is sand, and a small amount of glass has been added and concretized, and this act as a very good cover-up material for restricting the heat of the sun entering into the building. This another innovation that has been seen in Masdar city is the pod system. This is automatic pod system. You go to the basement, consider where to go, and then you can go anywhere through the basement and through the channel system to anywhere in the city, just driverless pods. The very innovative idea that are coming up in the solar system of Masdar city. Whole city is being catered by two kind of a solar system. One is the regular solar system, another is the reflective solar system, and one more they are innovating is the reflective one, but it is actually warming up the oil and making it so high temperature that it boils water and turns the turbine to create heat. So that is also a very good innovation that is coming up in the city. The cooling system of the streets are being complemented by this kind of a design where the streets are being mutually shaded by two of the buildings together. So that is a futuristic city which if you are any of you are planning to go in Dubai, you surely visit this Masdar city, where there is a innovation center. There is an institution which generally talk about lots of energy related, futuristic energy related things. So that That can be one case study where people are taking example from to our design studio. We teach our design studio in the third year, where architecture design studio, where we talk about the neighborhood planning. And in that neighborhood planning, we take examples from that Masdar city and tell students to design accordingly. Then there is this walkability. What is walkability is that when you can go to your place walking without taking any vehicle. Say, for example, you can walk up to 400 meter without any hassle. You will not be tired. So within your 400 meter of the walkability, if you get your school, if you get your shopping shops, if you get the milk, if you get the newspaper, if you can get to the bus stand within those 400 meter without crossing any kind of a vehicular streets, then that becomes a walkably very much sound neighborhood. So that has been practiced in this newly conceptualized Lion City by this Saudi Arabia, that is in NEOM, where they are planning to make connection between 4 very much walkable cities that will be planned within a town, within a line system that will be connecting from one place to another. This Upper Valley, mountains, coastal desert, and this one, last one, they will be having the 4 cities where walkability will be practiced, where you can have your school just above your house, you can have your college or the medical facilities just above or below your house. Everything will be transportation free, and the main transportation will be underground, which will be connecting the 4 cities within seconds, within minutes, and it will not take much of the time. So this kind of walkability are being practiced to create the extremely innovative ideas that can be part of our lifestyle. And you know what future cities are being practiced in this central in the Middle East are the future of our upcoming cities. And wherever you go, the new cities are coming up, they take this practice and the elements into their ideas. So this is one kind of a visualization that they cater it, that they produced in the NEOM Lion City. Another thing, say, for example, your gardens, your neighborhood gardens, your parks will be at the, maybe it can be in the 100th floor, it can be on the 200th floor. Another concept that is coming up is the data-driven city. Data-driven city are the concept which the Indian government took very recently, but it failed mainly because the data collection and on-spot data, changing the idea of urban planning or changing the user's need became very much difficult, mainly because everyone does not have the internet connection that is required by the data-driven city. It will require more than 5G technology, and it will require everyone to have the data on their phone, and it will require the urban area and everything to synchronize with the people's movement. So let's say one example of a data-driven city. It can be, say, for example, I will just give you 2 examples, very good example, which are happening right now, is Delhi Metro, where if you go on the stoppage of Delhi Metro on the platform, you will get to see this kind of a board, notice board, where this is coach 1, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, and C6. You can see my yellow cursor, where the coach, how many people are there, what percentage of people are there in the coach can be seen. So in C1, it is 9%, in C2, it is 32%. So if you need any seat there, you can go there and you can get the seat. So you can look in C5, it is only 4% filled up. So this is a very innovative idea, which is on-spot data-driven mechanism where you can participate, also change the data. So whenever you go to any coach, say you go to C3, and the percentage of the capacity of the coach will increase. Okay, so that is what very innovative thing. Second thing is you use day-to-day life is the Google Map system, where traffic and transportation are changing day by day, where there is alternative route, how far it is, where the location is, how the alternative route will work, whether there is any construction work going on, whether there is a blockage of the road, where how many vehicles are going on. Second, so all those data are driven from your mobile to the which is actually converting the traffic of the system of the city into a very usable kind of a traffic system. So that this is a very innovative thing which is going to be a part, and many more ideas will be adding up to the data driven city. Like one is the automatic driving vehicles, where they will be having their own data system which will be adding up to the transportation system, and it will create a lot of other things that we cannot even imagine. Next concept is building on water. Again, we have to go back to the Middle East, where building on water can be considered as the land reclamation, where Mumbai, if you see, many of the part of Mumbai is a land reclaimed city. It's an island city, and if you see the whole greenfield development of land city on the water can be seen as the Palm Island, where the whole of the city has been developed through land reclamation, where the water, the sand filling and stone filling, and then building on those ground have been created land reclamation. That means land has been created on the seabed, and then the cities have been created. Although there are some problems with the economy, say for example, the cities have not been fully filled, but these are the future cities, and it is being taken into lots of other cities. This has been practiced, and cities are being built on the reclaimed land, and they are really good. Then underwater cities which are being practiced underwater, which can be a future, where there is this in Japan, Shimoju Corporation, which are thinking of creating a city, kind of a experimental city, where the upper part, the top part will be little bit floating on the water and above the sea, and all the energy that is required, air, water, and the sunlight, etc., will go from that part. Then the lower part of the city will be connected to the base of the sea, that is around 2 kilometers. The spiral part will be the transportation. There will be 3 more levels of the bubbles, where there will be research going on into this city. This is a ongoing project where you can see some of the visuals have been created. One more thing that is being is part of this is the floating city. Floating city is a new kind of a concept which has been taken from lots of other floating cities that are in practice in the coastal countries, where floating houses are there, floating boats are there, floating markets are there. So this South Korea's Oceanics in Busan, they are making this floating city, and this city will be made in such a way that the base of the city will be more and more stronger and stronger as it will grow with the time. So the city will be floating as much the sea level rise, no problem in that. So this floating city is being planned here. A similar kind of a floating city is being planned in Maldives. Maldives is a part of floating city. If this is a floating city, if you see resorts in Maldives, they are on the creek, so it is not actually floating. But this is a part. This is a kind of a city which is a floating one. Underground living. Underground living has been a very fascination in our life, but this can be a reality when Mexico's own rabbit hole have been practiced, where again it is in the same mode, where upper part will be taking the nature, and the lower part will be part of the more research oriented projects, etc. So and one more that is a design for Singapore's underground science city, which is ITC Corporation is being taken care, where some part of the building will be on top, and the maximum part will be of the science city will be underground. So the another hotel which is a partially submerged into the earth is the Sima Wonderland Intercontinental Hotel in Shanghai, which is a part of a kind of a crater, which is, if you look into our minds, that kind of a feature where there is a waterfall and the hotel is located on the side of the walls. New York also trying to create such kind of a thing, and you can see most of the subways in the New York are underground, and almost everyone in New York travel underground at one part of the time. In Delhi, lots of trains are underground. Almost everyone goes underground. So underground is near future in upcoming time. Then there is this very innovative idea, that is the green making vertical garden, where buildings are part of the greenery, where buildings will have their own gardens, and that will be very near future. And nowadays the practice is that walls are being made with the green, but in future all buildings will have their greens on their own, so that you don't have to even come down for the parks. The parks will be on top of the buildings. So this is Bosco Vertical in Milan, Italy, is being planned, and it is a near future. But one thing that is very much in practice, that is the Jewel Changi Airport in Singapore. You can visit this, where the whole airport central part, this portion, the metro connect between the two airport terminals, and this is the recreational part, where lots of green is there. It is being planned on the building. So these are the future which are coming up. Industrial townships are a near future, where Indian government is building industrial corridors, and industrial corridors will be connected with lots of industrial towns, and industrial towns will be mixed use industrial town, where cities will have highly technologically advanced offices, residential areas, industries, etc., with good high speed rail connections that will be connecting all the industrial towns, industrial cities, and they will be near future in our country. Space colonization, this is a feature of world, where space colonization we have seen in the International Space Station by NASA, but this is a near future where we will be building bigger such kind of a space colonization spaceships, which will be rotating around the Earth instead of going to the Mars, or instead of going to Venus. These will be rotating around the Earth, and they will be having their own gravitation according to the Earth field, gravitational field, and there we will be having our next colonies, if you are talking about the space colonization. Our students also took part in such kind of an idea generation, and they have won such kind of a competition also, which took part in the worldwide competition. City planning and architecture. Now, if say we took lots of case studies, we talked about the cities which are environment friendly. We talked about cities which are over the ground, under the sea, floating cities. We talked about the land reclamation. We talked about the industrial settlements. These are kind of a parcel of future cities, where it will be a combination of such kind of a thing. These combinations, we take case study in our design studio, be it the city planning or architecture, and we tell the students to take the ideas as innovative as though they are, and incorporate in our design ideas, in our city planning, in our architecture design studios, where students have created a good innovative cities, innovative buildings. But they are not only practice in isolation. We practice those in with respect to our system. That is, we start with our data collection, then we talk about the concept, then we do case studies, then we talk about concept, then we design something, and then after designing, we try to visualize those with some kind of a software. And those softwares are ArcGIS, MS Project, AutoCAD, Google SketchUp, Adobe Photoshop, Revit. These are some futuristic softwares which we actually take up with our students, and they create wonders with those futuristic workshop for softwares. And the idea that they get through this software is that 3ds Max is also a software where these softwares also generate some kind of a innovation in terms of humans. If we think something in one step forward, these softwares give us 2 step forward ideas to create something. That is the beauty of those softwares, and we teach all those softwares. Not only those softwares, we have some kind of a research also. We take research into the field, and in the city planning and in architecture, we produce patent, we publish book, we do international conference on specifically on those things, and research. We collaborate with mechanical engineering, with computer science, with biotechnology, with civil engineering, with urban planning, with interior design, etc. And we come up with innovative ideas to build new cities and futuristic cities. So if you want to look into the ideas that have been generated by the students of our school, you may go and look into our social media. We are in social media, and hope you have gathered the concept how future cities will look like and how those can be built. It is not one day job. The innovations are generally from generation to generations, and you can track the generations for making some kind of a good innovations, and those innovations will carry forward, and it will not happen in a day or two. It will happen, it will take some small amount of time, and it will gradually become a futuristic cities with those case studies. I hope you have understood our concept of futuristic cities. We look forward for your replies if you are interested. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insight and guidance. Your expertise and knowledge is exactly what students needed today to move forward and grow exponentially. So thank you so much, sir. So we'll wait for a few queries from the students, and till then we have our admission nominee, Ms. Rachna Bajaj, with us. So ma'am, over to you for the admission part of the university.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruby. I'll just quickly share my screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine and safe at your home. And I suppose you have learned a lot from sir. Sir has shared a lot of knowledgeable information which can be useful for you. So now I'll be just quickly sharing few of the parameters which will be helpful for you to select the right institute, the right university. So, and if I talk about LPU today, I will be sharing how LPU is actually making a difference in the education sector and how we are following the Think Big slogan. So first up in the list, we have LPU creating history when 12 out of 13 LPU students won Olympic medals and brought laurels to the country. Our student Neeraj Chopra, we congratulate him for becoming the first Indian to clinch the Lausanne Diamond League with a best throw of 89.08 meters. Apart from these, we have some of the students, thousands of rather, not some, I would say thousands of LPU alumni are working in top multinational companies across US, Canada, UK, Australia at packages of over 8 crore. Apart from this, I feel rankings is one of the most important parameters which you should be going through of any university while applying for admissions. And if I talk about LPU, these are some of the top rankings. We have the Times Higher Education World University Ranking 2023, where LPU has been ranked 23rd amongst top universities of India. Then we have the NIRF ranking by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, where LPU stands 47 amongst all government and private universities of India. Moving ahead with the architecture rankings, by NIRF, we stand 12th for School of Architecture and Design. Then we also have the Atal ranking of institution on innovation achievements, where LP has been ranked 3rd in India, and the list goes on. Now let's talk about something, the campus life and exposure offered. As a student, make sure that you enjoy your campus life. And if I talk about LPU students, they have got ample of opportunities to interact with not just national, but international level researchers, Nobel laureates as well. So let's show you a quick glimpse of few of the events which have been witnessed by our students. First up in the list, we have the 106th Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, at lovely Professional University. Then we had Nobel laureate 14th Dalai Lama ji at the university for the convocation. We also had former President of India, late Shri Pranab Mukherjee, for the convocation twice at LPU. Late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, former former finance minister, he was here at campus for the inauguration of LPU Startup School. A very familiar face, a motivational speaker and life coach, Gaur Gopal Das ji. He was here at campus and he motivated the students, he interacted with the students about life. Some of the heartthrobs, my favorite too, we had Shah Rukh Khan for the promotion of Chennai Express. We had Sonam Kapoor for the promotion of Khoobsurat. Even Coke Studio was organized at LPU. For lovers of cricket, we had MS Dhoni and several other celebrities at the campus. So now let's talk about the infrastructure, because you will be learning in these classrooms, you will be making memories in these classrooms. So let's show you what LPU is offering to our students. This is an inside view of a 9-storied central library with approximately 20 lakh books, not just in offline, but online mode as well. An outside view of our amphitheater. LPU has 3 amphitheaters where several Nukkad Nataks or theater acts, skits take place for our students. An inside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium with a capacity of 2,500, being the largest in this region. My favorite place, our University Mall. This is an outside view of our University Mall, which is available right inside the campus. Let's take you inside this mall. It has all the basic facilities. If I talk about courier facilities, dining areas, Domino's is there. We have stationeries available for clothing as well. Apart from academics, we want our students to enjoy their leisure time. For this, we have bowling area, a gymnasium for our students. Apart from this, if you feel require any medical consultancy, if you feel sick or anything, we have a university hospital inside the university campus where eye specialists are available. We have dental facilities available inside the campus. General wards, physiotherapists, chemist shop is available right inside the campus. An outside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Stadium, which has several sports facilities like proper Olympic level and all-weather swimming pool, 12 badminton courts, shooting area, open playgrounds, a beautiful picture clicked by one of our students, and a mesmerizing night view of our university campus. So this was all about some of the parameters, the infrastructure, the rankings, and etc. Now let's show you how you can apply for admissions in our university. So what you have to do is just simply visit our website, which is www.lpu.in. And on the top, you will see an icon of admissions where we have listed all the programs as per your eligibility. Let's say if you want to take admission after 10, you want to take admission after 12, after graduation, after post-graduation, or in PhD level programs. So I'll just quickly show you how you can apply for the after 12th program and what will be the eligibility criteria for it. You just have to click on after 12th program, and we have listed all the disciplines on this website. So I'll just go for architecture, and under architecture, we have our BR program. As you can see that the duration of this program goes 5 years with total 10 semesters. And here is the eligibility. You should score minimum 50% in 12th with English, physics, chemistry, and maths as a compulsory subject. You should have minimum 50% in physics, chemistry, and mathematics as well. And you also need to qualify NATA 2023. In case if you haven't appeared for 12th, you can also take admission on the basis of diploma. You should have minimum 50% in diploma with any stream. It should be of 3 years and recognized by central or state government with mathematics as a compulsory subject. And yes, NATA 2023 is compulsory in any case. So if you haven't applied for NATA, go for it. And moving ahead, you can see the achievements, you can see the rankings, you can see the curriculum. For your ease, we have listed the curriculum for next 5 years. And here comes the monetary aspect. I suppose it is one of the most important aspects which you will be considering. As you can see, the fees without scholarship for this program goes 1,20,000 per semester. But we have different categories as well for your scholarships. Let's say if you score between 80 to 89.9% in your 12th, you will fall in category 3, that is of 30%, and your fees will be reduced to 84,000 per semester. If you score even better, if you score between 90 to 94.9%, you will fall in category 2, that is of 40%, and your fees will be reduced to 72,000 per semester. Last but not the least, if you score 95% or above, you will fall in category 1, that is 50%, and your fees will be reduced to 60,000 per semester. And whatever the scholarship will be applicable to you will be applicable for next 5 years of your program. Let's say if you couldn't score on the basis of your 12th, you have LP NEST exam as well, which is a scholarship test for this program. And this is the tentative cutoff. So try to score well in your 12th. If not, then try to score well in the LP NEST exam if you want to avail the scholarship benefits. Once you scroll down, we have some other scholarships as well. Scholarship on the basis of NATA, of course. So this is the tentative cutoff, the cutoff rather for the percentile we have mentioned for JEE paper 2 and for NATA, on the basis of which you can avail the scholarship of category 1, 2 and 3. Then we have some other special scholarship on the basis of innovation, startup and entrepreneurship. And then we have financial aid for serving retired defense, CAPF, paramilitary, personal for the dependents. So you can get yourself verified for any of the scholarship, and at the end, in whichever category you will avail the maximum benefit, that one scholarship will be applicable to you throughout your degree. So I'll wind up with another important thing, the important dates. As you can see that the admission is going on, and the last date to take admission in this schedule is 5th of March 2023. So proceed for your provisional admission first, and parallelly apply for the appear for your NATA exam. And once your NATA exam has been declared, proceed for the pending fees or apply for rest of the post-admission formalities. And in case if you have any other queries, feel free to get in touch with us. We have listed down our contact details. You have a schedule a call icon. You have our WhatsApp team available. And down here, we have listed down our helpline numbers as well. So over to you, Dr. Ruby. I suppose I have shared majority of the information which can be helpful for our students to apply for admissions at our university. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much for the detailed information about the admission part. So thank you so much, ma'am. With this, I would request Rahman sir, please join us again because we have few queries from the attendees, and sir, with your permission, we'll take up those queries.
Sure, ma'am.
All right. So, so there is a query from Shijan. He wants to know that what kind of challenges you have faced in your academic era, which you believe students will not face in LPU. So, what's your take on this, sir?
In my time, we had this problem of software availability, and the problem of computer being so lagging and very much expensive at that time. So software availability is what our LPU students will get in their computer lab itself. They have all the highly softwares which are being used by the industry, and they are currently being practiced in most of the offices of architecture and urban planning, and we have all those softwares in our labs. Secondly, We also faced the problem of the high-end workshop instruments. Those instruments are very important in terms of, say, for example, climatological understanding, or the making of very innovative models, using of 3D printers, laser cutters, computer generated models, very highly precise wood and metal cutters. Those model making instruments or the workshop equipments were not available at that time when we were doing the study. The availability of the interdisciplinary research that we do in LPU right now were not there at the time when we did our we did our architecture. At that time, architecture was purely very much secluded course. Right now, it is a very multidisciplinary approach. Because buildings are becoming more and more multidisciplinary in construction. That's why there is a requirement of a niche where you can have lots of other domains with you to practice and discuss and those ideas and bring the multidisciplinary research and practices into your study.
Thank you so much, sir. And I completely agree with you. Yes, we have very high tech and well equipped labs which are well maintained, and with the guidance of our mentors like you, sir, I think it's a brilliant platform for each and every student to be the part of LPU. So we'll take up another last but not the least query from student, that is Harpreet Kaur. She wants to know that what is the procedure of placement drives in the university?
We take placement in a stepwise manner. We don't take placement in a very just pass out and you go to the drives and you go get the placement. We take the placement from the start of our journey of BARC or the M plan or B plan or MARC, where we step by step in every semester we consider that you will build your resume. Your resume will be enriched with research papers, with projects, live projects, with seminars, with the industry visit, with patent. All those things will enrich your resume. We don't only, the other schools generally practice is the one-time industrial practice, but we try to send the students every summer, at least for the second year, third year, and fifth year, fourth year, where the students will go and practice with the the architects and planners, and they bring their report. So the resume keeps on increasing. The research paper, we have added research papers, we have added patent into our curriculum, we have added conferences, we have added seminars. So all those things will add on to the resume. Second thing we do is during the internship, we try to prepare the portfolio of the student from the beginning itself, and their portfolio become very much enriched, very much good enough. And the software involvement create the portfolio very beautiful. And those portfolios we send to all the architecture offices, all the planning offices. Also overseas, we send those to the architects in Dubai, we send those to UK, Germany. We have collaboration with architecture firms in Germany. We have recently got the requirement for 2 interns in Germany, and we are sending their portfolio there, and much more are coming up. And one of our students just did internship in Dubai with around 80,000 rupees per month package. So that was really good. So it's not only a one-day process. We do practice every day. The placement is practiced every day.
Wonderful hearing from you, sir, that our students, they have grown at high positions. So thank you, sir, for sharing that information with us and resolving all the queries of our attendees. So with this, we'll conclude today's webinar. That's all for today. Thank you, attendees, for sparing time and participating in the webinar. We appreciate you all for being there, and I believe your knowledge has been enriched by this webinar. Also, I would like to thank my appreciation, express my appreciation to the experts for their valuable contribution. I'm sure, sir, your years of research, your years of experience will definitely help the audience to choose the right path. So until next time, I, Ruby, will finally sign off the session. Thank you, everyone.